Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. You could call me Jen, whatever you want. We are going to do a whipping chat, but this whipping chat, we are not going to talk about regular everyday stuff. We are going to talk about weird stuff. So today we are going to talk about ghost stories. So I have a ghost story I want to tell you guys and get you guys' opinion, and you guys tell me what you think, what it could be, like what's going on. So for purposes, I'm going to use different names of the individuals that this happened to. I'm not going to use their actual name because they don't want to. They don't want no one to know because they don't. People think they're crazy and stuff. So for the woman, we're going to say her name is Jane. For the man, his name's Shane, and they got two daughters. We'll say Beth and Nicole. Now, the ghost story goes like it's kind of crazy, so you guys need to prepare yourself. It's a little wild, but it's really creepy too. Okay, so before I get into the story, once again, my name is Jen, and I love all weird, spooky, crazy shit. I just love it. And if you're here, then you like it too. Okay. I do makeup videos. I do nail videos. I do diamond painting art videos and stuff like that. So if you like anything like that with the ghosts, the scary, and the spooky, then welcome to my channel. You are in the right place because we got some stuff that we are going to be discussing. Salem witch trials? What? Let's do it. Now, we're not going to discuss that today, but we're going to be discussing a ghost story today because I'm doing a shorter video than what I normally do, so we're just going to tell a story. All right, so Jane, her husband, and her two daughters, they just moved into a home. And Jane experienced her first, well, it's actually technically not her first because she's always had some type of ghost like experiences growing up. They lived in a really small town where they say like the town was haunted, and like her first experience was with a spirit that literally tried to drag her off the top bunk of her bed and into her closet. So like that's one of her first experience with a spirit, and it scared her so bad. So now that you know the backstory, she's had experiences. And she's had scary experiences. So for this to freak her out, that must mean that it must be pretty freaky. All right, so let's get to the story. So Jane, her husband, and her two daughters just moved into their home, their new home. And her daughters and her husband and them had their niece helping them move. Her niece and a few other people were helping them move from their old house to their new house. And whenever they got into their new house, they opened the door and was putting stuff inside. And the niece, who isn't one to like really talk about ghost stories or anything like that, she had seen like it looked like a little girl on the stairs, and it looked like she peeked at her and then she took off. And the niece was like, holy crap, did you see that shit? And the aunt seen it too, and the aunt's like, yeah, So they moved into the house, and they've been living in this house for about 2 years now. And in this house, the aunt has experienced quite a bit, and it's not just the aunt, the kids have too. Even Shane, but he's not a believer. So he's always saying, oh, it's the house shifting, or, he's always making up reasons that this could have happened. So Jane was downstairs, and she was talking to her oldest daughter, and her oldest daughter is getting ready to go to work. So she had just gotten out of the shower. She was sitting on the couch, and she was talking to her mom about how work was going and all that stuff. Well, Jane got up to go to the bathroom, and they have a bathroom that's literally in there. It's like in their living room. It's like a door, and then there's the bathroom. And so Jane got up and went to the bathroom, and she left the door open and was talking to her daughter. And she came out of the bathroom, and when she came out of the bathroom, her daughter was sitting on the couch. And Jane, goes to the bigger couch because she was sitting on a love seat. Jane goes to the bigger couch, and is just sitting there talking to her daughter. She's getting comfortable. So she turns around to look at her daughter, and her daughter gets up, and her daughter walks to the kitchen. And she's like, Jane said that it was just really weird because she was talking to her, and then she just got up and just walked to the kitchen for like no reason. And when Jane was saying, hey Beth, Beth wasn't replying back to her. And she got, aggravated. So she's like, Beth is probably wearing her headphones, because Beth, would wear her headphones all the time, and it would aggravate her. So she hollered for her, and all of a sudden she hears Beth holler back from upstairs. And so Jane like freaks out, and she's like, Beth, get down here, like right now, come here. So Beth comes down from downstairs, or from upstairs, and she is wearing the same outfit that she was wearing while she was sitting on the couch. And Jane was like, I literally was just talking to you, like, how are you upstairs? You were just here, you just walked into the kitchen. And Beth's like, Mom, I went upstairs when you went into the bathroom. So Jane had sat down here and talked to something. The whole time she was talking to something that looked just like her daughter. But come to find out, it wasn't her daughter at all. At all. So of course, Jane is a little messed up over that, because it makes no sense to her. And she's like, I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, I know I seen her. Her hair was wet. Like, I know it was her. I talked to her. What happened? What is going on? Well, a few days later, well, we'll say a couple weeks later, Jane is laying in bed, and it's during the day. She was taking a little nap. Her kids, they were all at school. Husband was at work, and she was in her room. She locked her door so that way she said that she watches too many crime shows. So she keeps her bedroom door locked so that way if she could hear if somebody breaks into her house, she has plenty of time to call 911 and hide. She feels safer that way, she said. So her bedroom door was locked, and she said that she heard stomping up the stairs, and the doorknob wiggled. And when it wiggled, she heard a knock on the door, and it sounded just like her husband, and it said, hey, open up. And she said that when she heard it say, hey, open up, she knew automatically that was not her husband. Because one, her husband would never just knock on the door and be like, hey, open up. He would have like banged on the door and been like, why the hell's the door locked, So she knew it wasn't her husband. So she checked her little app to see where he was at. And he was at work. And he works about an hour, about 45 minutes away. So there was no way it was her husband. So she was freaking out. She did not open the door. She stayed upstairs until almost time for her kids to get home. And that was that. It was done, and that was that. She tried not to pay a lot of attention to it, because the more attention she was paying to it, the darker and the scarier it was getting, and it was really affecting her. So Jane, she said another incident that happened was probably the scariest thing that happened to her, was that her husband got up to go to work. He gets up super early every morning because, like I said, he drives about 45 minutes. And she was sleeping. She got up, not long. It was like her husband got up, and it was like 5 something. When it's like 5:20 when she got up. Her husband would have already left for work, because he would leave by 5 o'clock every morning. So when she got up, it was like 5:20, and her husband was supposed to be gone. She walks down the stairs, and she goes into the kitchen, and her husband is sitting in a chair at the kitchen table. And she's like, um, she asked him, she said, "Oh, you're not at work yet?" And he said, "No." And she was like, "Well, you're going to be a little late." And he's like, "Yeah." He told her, "Yeah." And she said, "All right, well, I love you." She went, got something to drink. She said, "I love you." She walked up behind him and she hugged him from behind, she said, and she patted his chest and she kissed him on the cheek. And she told him to text her when he got to work and to be careful. And she went right back up the stairs. So she goes back up the stairs and she's laying down and she's like half asleep. It was like, she said it was like 5:30, I think, when she got up the first time around. I don't know why I said 5, but she said 5:30. And she was laying down half asleep and she got a text message at 6. It was like 6:02, 6:07, something like that. She said she don't know exact timing, but it was like 6:07, no later than like 6:07. She got a message from her husband, and the message said, at work, it said, "Love you at work," which is their normal text message that they get. They send each other all the time. So it was "Love you at work," that he was at work. And she laid there and she's like, "Well, shit. I literally just, it feels like I was just down there and just seeing my husband. Like, I'm not understanding what's going on." So she looks at the time and she sees that, like, she was literally just downstairs and her husband was home. Like I said earlier, if you listen, her husband, it takes about 45 minutes for him to get to work. So there's no way her husband could have got to work that quickly to text her. So when she looked at her app on her phone, she seen that, yeah, indeed, he was definitely at work. So she starts freaking out, thinking that somebody is downstairs that's dressed like her husband, and he is sitting in their kitchen. And she just hugged and kissed him goodbye. And she has 2 daughters in the house. So her first thought is, holy shit. She runs down the stairs. She's searching everywhere and she sees no one. No one's here. The doors are locked. No one is here. And she's like, what the hell just happened? So she goes back up the stairs and she lays in her bed until it's time to get her kids off to school. She gets her kids off to school. Sorry, guys, I had to get something to drink. So she gets her kids off to school, and that was that. But she said that what scared her so bad about that was the fact that she actually touched it. Like, she touched it. So whatever it is, she touched it. So she's terrified because of the fact that she can touch it, that it can touch her. And she has no idea what this thing is or what it is. She's read some, she says she's read some stuff on certain things that it could be, and she's watched some videos of things that it could be, but she still has absolutely no idea, because even on the stuff that she's read, the stuff that she's never seen where somebody has physically touched it. So that scares her, because she's scared that if she could touch it, then it could touch her or her kids, and that really freaks her out. So she said that she read, her oldest daughter actually did it for her, read a video, or read a thing on something called a mimic. And she said that she don't know for sure if it's a mimic, because she thinks mimics, they just do like the voices. Then she read something about a jinn. She's just trying to figure out what it is. Like, she has no absolute idea of what the hell this thing is. But it scared her so bad. So she went and she blessed her house. And she blessed her whole house. Like, she was not joking. Blessed her whole house. And she said that it's been going on 5 days now. and she hasn't had any type of paranormal stuff that's happened since she blessed it. And she's gonna knock on wood and hope and pray that it stays that way, but she's very much freaked out about it. And like I said before, she has dealt with paranormal stuff her whole life. She said that she has always lived, the town that she lived and grew up in was a very small town, and it was very like, most of the houses in this town and the places in this town are haunted in some way. And it's not just that town particular, it's like the town, like the surrounding towns too. Because it's like Indian burials and stuff like that, like all around them. But she said that every house that she's ever lived in growing up has always had some type of paranormal activity going on. Like, she's always been very much around paranormal activity, and usually it doesn't scare her. Usually, you know, she'll just bless the house and go about her business, because she knows, like, don't put too much energy in it, don't think about it too much, and eventually it will, you know, it won't bother you as much. But this thing, the reason why she's so stumped and so like confused is because she's never had an experience with something like this. Never. She said that she has seen some terrifying shit in her life. For example, she said, you know, the thing when she was a kid tried to drag her in her closet as a child. It tried to grab her off her top bunk and drag her in a closet. And she said that that was probably one of the most scariest things that's ever happened to her in her whole life of paranormal. Sorry, you guys. Of paranormal stuff that she's been through. But she said that whatever this thing is that's taking the form of her husband and her children, and it's fucking with her. And she said that it's really starting to bother her because she has absolutely no idea what it is. And she's read up on paranormal. She's, you know, she's very much into the paranormal. Like, she knows how to bless houses. She used to mess with, you know, some of the occult witchcraft, and, you know, like, she knows her shit. But this is bothering her because this is something she has never, ever known. Like, she has no idea what it is. And she's seen something about a skinwalker, but like, she said she don't think it's a skinwalker because it didn't try to kill her. You know what I mean? And she hugged it. She touched it. So she don't know what it is. So if any of you all have ever had a paranormal experience with something like this, let me know in the comments so I can tell her, because like I said, it's kind of got her completely fucking babbled. She has no idea, like, at all what is going on. And she said that, like, she said that it you know, before that, when she moved into her new property, she said that she has had, you know, ghost sightings and, you know, stuff like that. She said since she's been here, you know, and so has her kids, like both of her kids. Even her husband has heard and seen stuff, but once again, he's always like, oh, it's the house shifting, or, you know, something. He's always saying that it's something other than, you know, spiritual activity. But she is home. You know, she is a stay-at-home mom. So when her kids are at school and her husband is at work, it's literally just her. So she's seeing and hearing quite a bit of shit. And usually she ignores it. She says usually she just ignores it. She doesn't pay no mind. It don't really scare her because, once again, she's kind of used to that shit. But she said that this time around it's different because it ain't playing by the same playbook that she's used to. Like, this is different, and it's got her really freaked out. So I was, to ask you guys, to see if anybody's experienced anything similar to this. If you have like even the slightest idea of what this thing could possibly be. She says she thinks that she knows what it is, but she wants to make sure before she you know goes about what she needs to do to hopefully get rid of it. But she said that she blessed the house and like she hasn't had any experiences with that or with the ghost girl that she has. Well, she says that she has a ghost girl that kind of follows her around. But she says she hasn't had no issues since she blessed the house. So hopefully that when she blessed it, it was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go, and it'll leave her alone. But still, she still wants to know what your guys' opinions are on it, because she said that was probably the absolute scariest thing that ever happened to her, because it didn't hurt her or throw anything at her, but it scared her because it was, of course, taking a form of her loved one, and she was actually able to physically touch it. And even though she said she was half asleep, like she had just woke up. So that's why it took her a minute to understand what just happened, because she was very confused, because she knows what she knows, So she was like, what the shit? Okay, so there's that one. Now we're going to do another ghost story. So we got 21 minutes. I'm trying not to do very long videos, so I may just wait and do another video when I finish this one. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to do 27 minutes, and then I'm going to get off, and then I will do my next video while I'm doing some whipping chats. But anyways, how have you guys been doing? How is your day going? How is life? Life has been kind of crazy for everybody, I'm sure. Just know that, if you are alone and you feel alone, just know you're not alone. You have plenty of people in your life that love you. That's all I have to say. And if you feel alone and you need somebody to talk to, just comment down below and I will be more than happy to talk to you. I am at home on my own. Ain't got nothing much going on, so I have no issue writing you guys back and talking to you guys. Plus, I love interacting with human beings because, like I said, I'm home and it's just me, my kids, and my husband. So there's not much going on here. Not much at all. And I love talking to you guys, so on my YouTube or on my Facebook lives and stuff, because I also have a Facebook live. It's beauty and makeup. Just to let you guys know. I do Facebook lives, and I enjoy talking to you guys so much. And I wanted to wait to get a couple more, because I only have 2 subscribers so far. Not a whole lot of views. I'm hoping that we can get that to go up a little bit. I don't want millions and thousands of views or followers, because I like to be able to just have some smaller where I could talk one-on-one with my people on here. But I would like a little bit more than just, a couple, so that way I could have a bigger community, so we could have more stuff, giveaways. I'm so excited for this channel. I am in the process, you guys, because we are going to do murder. We're going to do murder mystery, like whipping chats too. And I am working on, right now, let me find it. I am in the process of working to find okay, so I'm working on a story. It's called The Phantom Killer. And I have been working on The Phantom Killer. I'm doing a lot of just different stories. We are going to do a discussion, and I'm going to talk about the Salem witch trials. because why the hell not? I want to do like history, but like I want the dark side of history, you know, like, so I'm going to be doing a lot of that. And we're going to be doing some whipping chats. And I mean, we'll talk about everyday life and how everyday life is going. What I feel like I'm going to do though is whenever I get on here to just talk, I may just do life, like my life updates and stuff like that, and like go live and do it that way. I'm not sure. I haven't figured that out yet. But I am going to figure that out soon and get that going. But I may actually go ahead and try to do a live now, and we could do a live and talk and whatnot. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to hop off of here. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, you like our conversations we have, please give that button down there a tap with your finger and join my family. And if you have any ideas of the discussion we had about whatever was going on with my girl Jane, go ahead and put a comment at the bottom and throw out some ideas of what you think it could or couldn't be, or you know, any discussion she said would help, because she is just absolutely like freaked the hell out. So, but anyways, so yeah, thank you guys for joining me in my whipping chat. I really appreciate it. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to hop off of here. And like I said, I may go ahead and hop on a live. So if you see a live before this, that's why. But I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Have an awesome day. Be kind, be sweet, and take care of yourself. Bye.